Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new around here and don't know who I am, my name is Madison. I'm a high school fashion design teacher by day, and here on YouTube I film sewing, thrifting, and fashion videos to share my love and passion for all three of those things with you all. And speaking of thrifting, today's video is a thrift haul. But before we dive in, quick reminder, if you aren't following me on Instagram or TikTok, make sure you hit the link in this description of this video so that you can see behind the scenes things, outfits from my week, tidbits of me being a teacher, and just lots of other random things, but all in all centered around fashion and sewing and so many things that I'm passionate about and love. So if you aren't following me on other social platforms outside of YouTube, maybe you should go do that. But without further ado, let's dive into all of these thrifted things. So if you've been following along on my channel for a while, you probably know that I love thrifting. In fact, I get most of my clothes through thrifting or secondhand. I try not to buy things brand new unless it's from a company that I really appreciate how they produce their clothes and how they treat their workers. I'm very conscious of ethical and sustainable fashion just because that's something I'm passionate about, because I know everything that contributes to fast fashion and how, not just in the fashion industry, but as a world and as human beings, there's a lot of issues with that. And if you want to learn more, there's tons of videos on my channel all about that. But today we're going to dive into all of these pieces that I have recently thrifted. Now, when I say recently thrifted, I don't mean that this is like what I thrifted last week. This is honestly a lot of things because it is everything that I've thrifted kind of since the beginning of this year. So what? That's like 3 months of thrifted things. So it's a decent amount of stuff. But when I did my spring closet flip, you can go watch the video about that on my channel if you want to see what my closet looks like and how I flip my closet for a new season. I actually tried to cull through a lot of things and actually got rid of a good amount of clothes, things that I kind of had been meaning to and needing to cull out of my closet. And so culling means that you are able to like go out and get new things to take the place of those that previously existed. And if you're interested in ever shopping my wardrobe, you can follow me and check me out on Poshmark. I'll also put the link in the description of this video, and buy some pieces that I have gotten rid of from my closet. But for today's thrift video, we are going to see everything that I thrifted. It's a lot of random stuff. Honestly, my mindset when I go thrifting is not to go out and look for a certain type of dress, a certain top, a certain pair of shoes. For me, it's just going out and seeing what speaks to me or what unique pieces that I find. Fashion really for me these days is very much about one-of-a-kind unique pieces. I feel like have changed my mindset in regards to fashion and style, and it's not necessarily fully about trends and about wearing certain things. It's about trying new things and kind of getting outside of my comfort zone, but also having fun and loving what you're wearing at the same time. So there are so many different things in this thrift haul, so many different styles and trends, so many different kind of vibes and aesthetics for fashion, and also some things that I got to be able to be turned into recycle and redesign pieces. If you've been around on my channel for a while, you know that I love to take sheets and curtains and bedspreads and cut them up and turn them into new things. So when I'm thrifting, I'm always keeping an eye out for pieces that I can use as fabric, because saving money is the best, and then making something from like curtains and telling people, oh yeah, this is a curtain, is just like way too funny. But let's dive into all of these pieces. We're not even going to go into order. We're not even going to go in order. We're just going to start grabbing from bags. So let's dive in. Okay, first off is a vintage dress that I recently found. Now, the sad thing about this vintage dress is it actually has a lot of stains, so I don't think I will be able to get those stains out. I will try, but if anything, it's kind of just like owning a piece of history, and there's a lot to be analyzed with the construction of this dress because it is so distinctly 1950s and so well made. So here is the dress. As you can see, it has this wonderful kind of gathered bodice, which is very reminiscent of the 1950s, as there's this higher waist and also the floral print. And then just kind of like the ombre effect of the print is very much tried and true 1950s scoop back biased edges. I absolutely adore this. It's so beautiful, but it does have some stains here and there that are pretty noticeable, so it kind of makes it a little impossible to wear. But I love vintage pieces, even if there are pieces that I can't necessarily wear. Vintage and buying vintage from thrift stores is like buying a piece of history. Like people who collect old photographs or old knickknacks or pieces from like history, whatever it is, that's what vintage is to me. So I couldn't pass this up. I'm pretty sure I got this from Goodwill and probably paid like $7 for it. So definitely a fun treasure that I found recently. All right, this one is also a vintage piece, but it's definitely from like I would assume the 80s, even though the silhouette is very reminiscent of the 50s and 40s, but that is something that the 80s did, is they actually drew upon a lot of 1950s and 40s fashions. So here we have this dress. It has shoulder pads, and just because of how it's constructed, it makes me think that it was definitely made in the 1980s. But it's kind of a very basic and plain shirtwaist dress, and shirtwaist dresses, you can really do so much with them, and I think that's why I decided to get it. And I also just love the neutral colors. So if I don't decide to wear this, I'm definitely going to plan on selling it on Poshmark, but I thought I would see if I could do anything with it and integrate it into my wardrobe at any point. And I also just loved the checkered print. I thought it was really fun. Put a belt with this. You could do a lot with it. All right, next up is something that is very modern, and honestly, I haven't even worn it yet because I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to like wear this and style it, because it's a piece that you have to wear the right way. But it is this yellow slip skirt. It's actually from the brand Nasty Gal. I'm a huge fan of anything and everything that comes in yellow, and probably will buy it if it fits me because I adore the color yellow. And this is just such a gorgeous golden sunshiny color. The skirt is the perfect length, and I feel like slip skirts, you can do so much with them layering wise. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. The only downside is that wearing it is a little tough because it literally shows like every curve and everything underneath. And I like to wear like shorts under all my skirts and dresses, so that might be tricky in this one. And it is very prone to getting wrinkled, so we shall see if I'm able to style this and wear this anyway this spring, but I thought this was super fun. All right, next up is just this basic white button-up, and there's a reason that I got this, because white button-ups are really not my thing. I have a slew of white blouses, and I like hardly ever wear them, but they're there in case I need them one day, because white blouses are a basic staple. But it is this plain men's button-up. It is a slim fit, so it actually fits so well and so nicely. It's from the brand Van Heusen. It's a slim fit. But I got this because it is going to be layered under a fun historical / modern sewing project that's going to be coming to the channel sometime soon. So get ready for that. And I needed a white button up to layer underneath it for how I wanted to style it. But there's also something else that I got recently from the thrift store that this looks so fun underneath. So let me show you that. We found this amazing beaded and sequin top. Now I feel like this was probably meant to go with some type of poofy skirt. It's from the brand Nathalie della Rofala. Now I feel like this was meant to go with a skirt to be like a formal dress. I'll try to like hold it up so you can see it. But I just randomly saw this on the end of a clothing rack, or it wasn't even supposed to be at one of the local thrift stores that I love to go to, and I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm not a fan of wearing strapless pieces. I'm just not comfortable in them, and they honestly like don't fit me because they just fall off half the time. But I saw this and I thought that it would be fun to layer underneath things or do a fun menswear / formal clash, and that's where the button up and this come into play, because if you layer them together, it's literally perfection. So I'm planning on styling these together at some point, and probably making like a TikTok video all about them and posting about it on Instagram. But it's so much fun. It has a zipper in the back that comes apart, and then you zip it back together, and it's just so gorgeous. I also want to make like a really pretty poofy skirt to wear with this, and then just turn it into a ball gown, because why not? Or turn it into a wedding dress. I feel like there's so much that you could do with this, and I think I only paid like $7 for it. So this was definitely a treasure that I recently found. All right, next up is a sheet that we will be using for fabric at some point. No, this one is actually a tablecloth, I believe. A tablecloth or a sheet. It could go either way, but it is this super gorgeous rust and brown and tan and yellow and orange florally print. I definitely think this was from the 60s. The 60s has the best prints for tablecloths and curtains and sheets. I have so many dresses made from 60s sheets because the florals and the colors are just so pretty. So I absolutely love this. I haven't decided what I'm gonna make this into yet, but I just think it's so pretty and it will make such a fun dress. Maybe kind of a sack type dress thing with a really big collar. We're still brainstorming those ideas. So if you have an idea, drop it in the comments below. All right, I did get one more white button up because this one is not a slim fit. It is a wider, looser fit. Just to see which one I wanted to use for this project that I have coming up pretty soon. But I also have been seeing so many fun ideas with different people that I follow, like on Instagram or TikTok, layering and styling white button-ups. Now, white button-ups are one of those things that doesn't necessarily always fit my fashion because I'm not really a businessy type of fashion, but I feel like button-ups are so versatile that they can easily fit into any type of style that you might have. You can layer them over things, under things, and so I really want to play around with this more. I feel like you have to think outside the box and get very creative with it, but it's super fun. I actually put together this really, really cool and unique outfit for school last week, where I layered a white button-up underneath a blue striped button-up and wore it with like these super jumbo pants. It was such a fun look. It was actually inspired by a K-drama that I was watching recently, and I am definitely a fan of layering button-ups over button-ups. So if you want to see that, go check out my Instagram and you'll see it down on the feed somewhere. All right, the next piece is a dress that I think I got early in January, and it's a dress that I wouldn't typically thrift, but I was just very intrigued by the texture and the fabric of this dress. Not fully the silhouette and the style, but I feel like I could potentially do a lot with it. So haven't decided what it will become or how I will wear it, but this is the dress. I was very intrigued by these sleeves. They're kind of a poof sleeve, and then they have just bits and pieces like sewn together on the edge, and that's what makes it fitted. It's very much a kind of shift businessy style dress, but it has like this black and white woven fabric, and then it has these textured threads that go through it in purple and white and like a coral and an orange, and so I thought that was just super fun. The dress is actually a little too big for me right now, so if I were to wear it as it is, I would actually have to take it up a bit, so that has been on my list to do. And if I take it up, I feel like I would like it. I feel like this would be super fun with sneakers or with a belt, but if not, I might just cut this up and use it as fabric at some point, because I feel like you could do something really, really cool with this. Plus, it also has pockets, and dresses with pockets are always a plus. All right, next up are a pair of shoes that I recently thrifted from Poshmark. Now, I love thrifting, obviously. I've said that multiple times, and I'm doing a thrift haul, so it's very obvious. But when it comes to thrifting, I go to a lot of local places, but I also heavily rely on Poshmark. And the reason why I love Poshmark is that I can specifically look for brands that I like or certain styles that I like. So if I know a dress or a top or a pair of shoes from a brand that I would rather not pay full price for, or I want to see if someone is selling it and it's pre-used and can get a really good deal, Poshmark is usually where I go because I can easily search by category and it's all centered around my size, so it's super awesome. This video is not sponsored by Poshmark, but I do love Poshmark, and so I have actually gotten so much off there recently. This dress is actually off Poshmark, so let me show it to you so you can see what it looks like. It is such a fun dress. Okay, so it has like buttons right here and these like gathers around the neckline. It's kind of a midi length dress, and then it also has pockets. It's this really gauzy fabric, but the print is like patchwork, and so it's just so much fun. Very grandma, but also very like unique, and it's from the brand And Other Stories, which is, I believe it's a UK brand. Like all of my favorite UK bloggers always buy pieces from And Other Stories, and I always love all of the pieces. So I was super excited to find this because it's just so unique. And so this is something that I recently got off of Poshmark, and I absolutely love it. I've been layering it over turtlenecks because layering things over turtlenecks is like my new favorite thing in fashion and in style. So this is something I recently got from Poshmark, but I also got a pair of shoes off of Poshmark recently. My new kind of obsession in fashion is cool sneakers and wearing, because I'm a teacher and I'm on my feet literally 24/7 every day. And I have a ton of cute shoes that I literally wore my entire first year of teaching. And then I realized this is not logical for my feet to be killing me at the end of the day. Like, I need shoes that are supportive, but that are also cute and also match my style. And sneaker style is a trend that I talked about in my 2021 trends video, that I love the idea of chunky sneakers literally going with everything. You can wear it in a sporty way, but you can also integrate it in so many ways. And it just, I feel like, elevates a look to a completely different level. So I've gotten a couple different pairs of sneakers off of Poshmark last year, but recently I saw this super fun, crazy colorful pair of Adidas sneakers, and I thought it would be so fun to wear with different jumpsuits and high-waisted jeans to school and things like that. So these are the tennis shoes that we got. So they definitely are kind of like the chunky sneaker style, but not the overly chunky sneaker style. So they are a little bit sporty, a little bit chunky, and they're just so much fun because they have all of these different colors. My favorite way that I've actually styled these so far is wearing it with this oversized tint dress that I made in the fall. So it's actually my fall tint dress tutorial video. I took that dress, I wore it over a black turtleneck that had colorful stripes, and then I paired these with it, and it was so much fun. And then I like took pictures in it after school, and it looked like something that you should wear to Fashion Week. So totally sold on these. They're very comfortable, and they're just super fun. So I love wearing these to teach. So sneakers are definitely like my new go-to thing, because I will wear it with jumpsuits, I will wear it with skirts, I will wear it with dresses, I will wear it with anything. I love pairing it with blazers. So much fun. So those are a fun recent thrift find. All right, my next piece is also another piece that I got specifically to use for fabric. I'm always getting things to use for fabric that are, you know, sheets and curtains and all that stuff. And so I saw this at the store, and it reminded me of something that could be used to make my own version of a Cecily Bonson inspired dress. I feel like I've talked about her designs and dresses in multiple thrift haul videos, and I have yet to make one of her dresses, but I literally have been buying fabric specifically to make certain versions of her design. So I found this shower curtain, or maybe this is like a duvet or something. Or maybe it's a sheet. This might actually be a sheet, but whatever it is this white fabric. I believe it's like a cotton poly blend. That's what it feels like, but it has this super cool texture, where it was kind of like treated to look like it's wrinkly and bubbly. And I just thought it was so much fun. And all of the Cecily Bonson dresses always have some type of texture to the fabric, or embroidery, or quilting. And so I thought I could use this to make something super fun. Don't know what it will be yet, but maybe that will be a project we tackle this summer. All right, so we have a couple more like single pieces that are tops or sweaters that you can match with different things. And then we have a slew of dresses, which are my favorite because I love dresses. It's like one piece, and it's just like effortless to put on in style. Okay, so the first top is this lovely like green top. I don't even know what color this is. It's a very interesting color of green. It's not really like sage green. It's kind of like pond water green. No, that sounds horrible to say, but it is from Universal Threads, which is the Target brand, and I just thought it was fun because I loved all the ruffles, and it was a super like comfy looking effortless top that was a solid color even though it has texture. And so I knew that this green would actually pair with a lot of skirts that I have in my wardrobe for the spring. So that is specifically why I got this fun little top. The next one is this knit tank top from Cable and Gauge. It's a viscose nylon blend, and so it's just this classic white knit tank top. Usually I don't go for things like this, but I feel like the basic pieces are really in right now, and I feel like it's something that I can pair with a lot of different things. I actually paired this with my super crop sweater and my DIY thrift flip trends video. So I paired this with the black and white turtleneck super crop sweater, and it turned out really well. But I feel like I might actually pair this with a lot of different skirts come spring. Well, it's already spring, but comes the late spring and summer, so we shall see. Because usually I really don't go for this style, but I feel like it's a piece that is a good basic when you like don't know what to wear. The next piece is this fun red knit sweater. It's from Heidi Knits in California, And I feel like this is a vintage piece, possibly, maybe not. It just really reminds me of vintage quality. And so it's this very structured knit, and it also has this really interesting texture. I actually paired it with this dress to work because I love the idea of having this bold, colorful dress with a bold sweater. And then it also added a fun proportionality to it. So I really, really like pairing those together. I'm always on the lookout for good like cardigans that are oversized to just throw over dresses, because I get so cold at work all the time. My classroom is so cold, and so I usually wear and take a sweater with me to work like every single day. So this was a fun piece, and it's just a nice vibrant pop of color. All right, the next bit of things for this thrift haul are a ton of dresses that I thrifted recently. Vintage pieces, modern, trendy pieces, you name it. It's a little bit of everything. So the first dress is this dress from the 80s. It came with shoulder pads, but I cut them out. And it's this just really fun rosy print over a navy kind of color. I believe it's like a nylon type of viscose fabric. And it's actually a wrap style with this kind of really large collar. I have to do a little bit of tweaking and altering to this dress to make it fit and be flattering. But I feel like wrap dresses are just such a classic, such a staple piece. They're also incredibly comfortable, and so I really, really liked this. I feel like this could easily be paired with sneakers or sandals, with a cardigan. You can wear it in so many different ways. So this was a fun dress that I'm excited to wear for the later spring and summer. All right, the next dress is definitely a very trendy dress, and the only reason I thrifted this is because I wanted to see if I could pull off this style and if I would like it, and also to use this dress as a reference for patterns in the future if I want to make my own version of it, because I probably would have never bought this dress full price on my own, and the quality of this dress is really like not the best, so it definitely came from a super cheap like fast fashion brand. But here it is. So it is this dress. So as you can see, it is very much a trendy style. It's kind of like the milkmaid style that we are seeing, but not completely. So it has like little sewn cups that have ruching at the top, a little bow in the front, and then these teensy tiny little puffy sleeves. And then it actually has like a slit in the front as well. So I do love the color and the print of this dress. And I got it because I have always been seeing this style, and I kind of wondered if it would look good on me. It's definitely a style that is very small at the top, and in a way kind of revealing, so it's a little tough to wear. So how I actually paired this is I paired it over a white turtleneck sweater, and it was fabulous. I actually paired the turtleneck sweater under this and then wore with my Doc Martens, and it was probably one of my favorite combos that I put together recently. And that picture is also on my Instagram as well. So layering this over a sweater actually worked and made me feel a lot more comfortable and confident wearing it. So this will definitely be a piece that I wear a couple of times throughout the new season. But I also want to analyze this and try to make my own pattern from it and then make it in like a fun florally cotton. All right, next up is a dress that isn't completely my style. It's a little plain, but I like dresses like this to layer over t-shirts and wear with sneakers because they're very comfortable and just a really easy grab and go style. So this is it. It is this striped light pink and orange fabric with buttons down the front, a style that you've probably seen before. It has fun pockets, but I saw this and I really loved the color because it was perfect for spring and summer, and I also knew that this would be a really fun piece to layer over t-shirts and then pair with sneakers, and it's just an easy like grab and go picnic dress, adventure dress, shopping dress, all that stuff when you want to be comfortable but you don't want to wear like sweatpants and a t-shirt. This is an easy one that you can grab and wear, and it also has like stretchy ruching in the back, so super fun. Or you can just wear like a sweater over it. All right, the next dress is a very fun vintage dress. I haven't worn it anywhere yet because it's not really a vintage dress you can just like wear unless you're wanting to be like super extra and bold, because it's very much like business in the front, because it's very much like business in the front, party in the back. I almost wore it to a wedding and then I wore a different dress to the wedding. So this is a piece that I found, I believe I found it at Goodwill. Goodwill's a hit or miss for vintage, but there are literally days where I'm like, you know what? Let's just pop into Goodwill and see what they have. And it's usually those days that I end up finding a really cool vintage piece. And it's very hard for me to leave vintage behind because I feel like they're just calling out my name. And so if it fits me, I get it. So I honestly have such a huge collection of vintage dresses that I probably will never have anywhere to wear because a lot of them are very fancy and I do not go to fancy places. So I need someone to like hook me up with like invites to go to fancy places, but then where I don't have to socialize with people because hashtag introvert here. Anyways, here's this super fun 60s dress. I am obsessed with this print and obsessed with this color. Black and white is always a fabulous and a classic combo, but black and white paired with yellow and combat that with a giant floral print. Can we talk about fabulous 1960s, okay? Also, these sleeves, how great are they? So this is the front. It has, one thing I really am so intrigued by with this dress is it has double French seams. So French seams are seams that come from like this side of your ribs up to your bust and your apex. And so not only does it have one, but it actually has two. And so the front of this dress is incredibly flattering in how it hugs and fits your body. And then it goes down. It's actually a midi dress, which is super nice and definitely reminiscent of the 1960s. Someone probably wore this like a party or prom. But the best thing about this dress is the back. So it has like a scoop back, and then it kind of has this sack-like piece. So basically the dress itself fits very much like a midi pencil dress. It's very fitted around the torso and the hips and in the back, and then it kind of just has this extra bit of fabric. So it's kind of like having a train that's like in the mid back and then goes down. So it's really fun, and that's why I said this dress is like when you go someplace and you want to be extra and bold. So that's why I haven't worn it anywhere yet, but it's very comfy and I love the color and the print and just all the unique aspects and details to this. So this was definitely a very fun piece that I found recently and is going to be added to my vintage collection. All right, the last two dresses are my souvenirs from my trip to Nashville in March. And in Nashville, we did a lot of shopping because when I travel places, I love to hit up all the coffee shops, find good restaurants, and go shopping. And I'm always on the lookout for thrift places or vintage places in different cities because I think that's just an adventure in and of itself. And so I found out that they had a Buffalo Exchange in Nashville. Buffalo Exchange is a thrift store, but it's not like your Goodwills. It's where people can come and sell back their clothes. They can make a profit off of it. Okay, so I would say in this way, it's like a Plato's Closet, but for like vintage and hipster people. So the pieces in there are fabulous. They're unique pieces, they're on trend. It's just everything great about it. So you can find some incredible pieces in there for really good prices. And so we were looking around in there, their whole dress collection. I could have literally bought every single dress that they had in the store because they were gorgeous, but I settled on these two specific dresses, even though I had like 5 I wanted to buy, but I knew I didn't have space for 5 dresses. So the first dress is this very fun black and white florally print. Usually I'm not a huge fan of black and white as a print in the summertime just because I prefer bolder colors. But what really drew me into this dress was all of the details along the top, and it's also like a midi maxi dress, and that has these fun little frills on the bottom, so it literally goes all the way down to my ankles. So can we talk Little House on the Prairie but make it 2021 fashion, because that's why I love this dress. It reminded me very much of a prairie dress, and the prairie dress trend is very much in style this year with certain groupings of people within fashion. It's a style that I talked about in my 2021 trends video, one that I am a huge fan of. I've gotten a couple different prairie dresses, and so this was another one that is getting added to the collection. And then it's also, the skirt is a tiered skirt. So there's a ton of fullness and body to this, and it's also just very flattering. The sleeves are incredible and gorgeous, so this was a fun dress that I ended up buying. It's from the brand Love and Harmony, so I don't know anything about them. I feel like it's definitely like more of a boutique brand or something, but this was one dress that I found at Buffalo Exchange. The other dress was actually a dress that I saw probably last spring. It's a crazy bright pink kind of tint dress with long poofy sleeves from H&M. I saw it on a couple of different bloggers. I almost bought it, and then last year was my year, and I'm still continuing it into this year where I'm trying not to buy anything full price from a store. As much as I love H&M fashion, they are a fast fashion business, and so I find it very hard to buy things from them. So I was really excited that I found this there, because this was a dress that I had completely forgotten about from last year that I loved because it was just bold. So this is it. I call these dresses the unflattering dresses, but they're in fashion and they're on trend. So it has all of the different tiers and the layers. So this one kind of hits past your waist, but it's a tent style, so it's just like loose and baggy all the way down. And then it has these giant sleeves with elastic at the bottom. So absolutely love this. Pink is one of my favorite colors next to yellow. Crazy thing is that I hardly own anything in pink in my wardrobe because I just don't generally wear pink a lot. And so this is a fun dress that is just super bold. And get this, boom, these colorful sneakers with this dress. So excited to wear it. I haven't worn it to work yet. I almost wore it last week, but I've like been wanting to wait for like the perfect day and a day that I could go take pictures afterwards, because colorful chunky sneakers with this giant dress is just going to be way too much fun. I feel like you can also put a belt with this, and then you can wear it with heels and make it like a little bit more dressy in a way, so you can dress it up and down. Perfect teacher dress, but also just perfect springy summer effortless dress that I love. It's just so pretty. So I think that is a wrap on this thrift haul. There's definitely a lot of pieces, a lot of new fun things to try, things to add to my vintage collection, things that need to be turned into other things, etc. But that is why thrifting is great, because if I were to do the math on all of this, it probably would be like right at $100 or like a little above that. And so that's why I love thrifting. One, because you can be a little bit more conscientious about what you're buying, and also because you save a lot of money, and I'm all for saving money at any turn, especially as someone who loves fashion and is always wanting to buy new things and try new things, but I feel really bad about spending a lot of money on it. Spending $8 on a dress is not all that bad, and then you can just turn around and resell it when you don't have any use for it in your closet anymore. So that's that. Leave a comment below and let me know which of these pieces in this thrift haul was your favorite. I would love to hear from you, or which one you would want to wear, because I think it's always fun to see what other people are thrifting, because thrift hauls aren't like H&M hauls where you can go onto their website and buy those exact things. It's unique, one-of-a-kind pieces that not all of us can just go out and duplicate and replicate and buy. So it's kind of like watching a treasure chest explode on screen, which I just think is so much fun. So let me know your experience with thrifting. If you have thrifted any new fabulous pieces that you're excited about for the spring and summer, I would love to read all about them. But thank you all for watching today's thrift haul video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the things that I have recently found at thrift stores. And if you haven't hit up your local thrift store recently, I would say go hit it up, see what they have. Thrifting pays off, even if you have to go every once in a while, and it is always a fun and exciting adventure no matter what. So thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on new exciting videos and projects for the future. I'll see you on the next video.